Hello, Leo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of it. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle really being what is the purpose of this connection and what is the best way to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. These energies can absolutely be swapped, so if you resonate more with the energy to my right than to my left, or if you're a cross-watcher then vice versa, do know that that is totally fine and totally normal. The point of these readings is for you to take what resonates and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. These are general readings and they will not resonate fully for everyone, so keep that in mind. As always, we'll have a different tarot deck for each side of the connection, but I've already gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified that, which we'll jump into in just a second. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. And then I'm probably going to check this microphone a lot to make sure it's on throughout the reading because I just did your guys' reading and halfway through this just shut off. So I charged it and hopefully we are good to go because the messages that came out are different this time. So maybe I don't know, maybe I wasn't channeling the right stuff. So on your side of this connection, Leo, you have transformation with the star. This connection, I feel like, has put you through hell. But I feel like that the hell that it's put you through has also pushed you to undergoing a pretty deep personal transformation. Now, through that transformation, you're opening a lot of doors for a lot of good stuff to come your way. But I still feel like you're struggling with breaking out, like getting this connection out of your energy or, um, healing from it in the way that you need to. I don't know. I just feel like you're stuck right now and you're looking for a way forward. And I feel like that's coming because this person, they have spiritual cleansing with the 10 of Wands. Now, remember, this is like overall, like what is the theme of this, their energy going to talk about? And this person's energy has been a burden on you. Like it's been very heavy for you. Not that this person is a burden on you, not that the connection is a burden on you, but the way that this person has made you feel in a negative way, I feel like has really impacted you. And the spiritual cleansing aspect of it's like their energy was put in your life to cleanse you spiritually, to get to push you through the spiritual transformation. Like that's what it feels like. Like their purpose in your life was to put you through this transformation. And I feel like it's been very painful and very challenging, but I also feel like you're coming out on the other side of it. Now, the truth of this connection, and between this connection, you have past life with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this is a past life cycle. This is a cycle that you have been dealing with for an incredibly long time. And so that's why I feel like it's been so challenging, is it is causing you to dig really, really deep. And it's bringing a lot of things to the surface that maybe you didn't expect or you were unaware of, or that you're still needing to shine light on, or something to help you. I mean, the whole purpose of this connection is to help you. Now, I'm not saying that was this person's intention, but the purpose, the reason the universe put this connection in your life was to help you here. So let's start, Leo, by looking at your side of the connection, clarifying the star with transformation. This is Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Leo's side of this, okay. This is for Leo's side of the connection, clarifying the star with transformation. This is Leo's side of this connection, please. This is for Leo's side of this connection. Ooh, what was that? Okay. King of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups in reverse. All right. This person had quite a bit, if I talk about this in present or past tense, just take it as it resonates, quite a bit of emotional unavailability. And I feel like it came out in the form of emotional manipulation, because I do really feel like you've been dealing with maybe trying to get this person to open up, or this person to see what this connection could be, or getting them to see what you're deserving of, or so on and so forth. And I feel like it's been exhausting for you, because I feel like this person continues to not show up for you. And that gets you really stuck in this energy of, am I good enough? Why am I not enough for this person? Why am I not why do they not want to show up for me? And I feel like what I feel like this reading is going to really bring through is that it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the fact that they are dealing with this emotional unavailability. All right. This is Leo's side of this connection. This is Leo's side of this connection. I just don't feel like you've been treated very well. It just feels like it's kind of put you through the ringer in a way. Because there's the Queen of Cups in reverse, and then the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. So yeah, it's like made it very difficult for you to be like emotionally balanced. Like I feel like it has sent your emotions for a loop. You don't really know how you feel. You don't really know how you think, what to think. And I feel like that keeps you very stuck on this in a way. I feel like there's a lot of passion in this connection, a very intense pull between these two people, and I feel like that stems from this past life energy. Because when you meet someone who is, maybe a past life connection or a connection that's helping you into past life cycle, meaning you've connected with them, but in like a different form of a person at some point, let me rephrase what I meant by that. It's like you've connected with another person, but it's like their energy and the way that the relationship is the same. But when you meet someone who is like that, the pull to them is intense, and the attraction and the connection is almost instant because they are familiar to you on a subconscious level, even though you might not be, fully aware of that. And so I feel like that aspect kept you, kept you putting energy into this, maybe even chasing a little bit, because I feel like there was a level of you that was like, wow, this could be so good. Like this initial connection that you guys had made you think that you could build something really great. And I feel like it's like no matter how hard you tried, this person just didn't do their part. And I feel like that left you again with that energy of like, why am I not good enough for this? Because I do feel like it's been this has been like an exhausting connection. Like your soul has been drained by this. Kind of reminded me of the Cancer reading a little bit. So if you're dealing with a Cancer, there could be some messages in there for you. Let's get more for Leo's side of this connection. Hang on. Oh, I don't want that. Leo's side of the connection. I didn't feel like it was supposed to. If it was, it will come out again. Leo's side of this connection. Okay. See, this connection aligns more with who you used to be, not with who you're becoming. And I feel like that is why I don't know, it feels like the universe is holding you back from it or something. Because you have this Page of Wands with the Devil. There's some sort of inner child energy, inner child trauma, something that's keeping you very attached to this connection, very attached to this person. So even if this connection is over, and I'm not saying that it is, but even if it has like ended, it's been really hard for you to get this person out of your energy. Because I feel like there's a lot of overthinking this connection, almost to the point of like obsessive thinking about it. Not that you're obsessive. That's not what I mean. But like it just feels like they're always in your energy. You're always thinking about them. They're always like you see them, you see things around you that remind you of them, and like they're just always there. And I feel like you don't really want that because you want to be able to have some sort of separation here, because I do feel like this has been very challenging for you to handle emotionally. And I feel like you just are like, I need some space to freaking get my self in order, because I feel like this has affected you so much. And so I just feel like there's more going on here than just the surface. I definitely feel that. But I feel like you're super ungrounded, and it's hard to be like, this person adds to your instability more than they add to your peace. Leo's side of this connection. See, but you see potential here. That's the hardest thing, because you see this Ten of Pentacles. But like, it's like you see that potential, but then you're left with this Three of Swords. It's like you're constantly disappointed or heartbroken by what ends up being the case. Because I feel like you're like, yeah, I see what this could be. I see what this person can be if they would just heal, or if they would just get their self together, or whatever the case is. I don't feel like there's any good communication in this connection. That could mean that you guys speak, but I don't feel like there's a whole lot of communication that is happening. You could argue a lot, you could talk a lot, like at each other, but I don't feel like anyone in this connection is really being heard. I definitely don't feel like, Leo, you're being heard. Even if you're like standing up for yourself or something, it's like, I don't know, like I just feel like you're definitely not being heard in this. Leo's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Leo's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. There's that inner child energy. So I want more on this. Because what I'm gathering is that this treatment isn't new for you. It's not new for you to experience this kind of treatment, and that's what has kept you so attached to this, because it's familiar. It might be painful, but it's familiar. So on a subconscious level, you're kind of like, ooh, this might hurt, but at least I know how it's going to hurt. Clarifying this Page of Wands in reverse. Because this is a past life cycle. And we tend to be more attached to what is familiar instead of what is, best for us. Yeah, because there's this energy of you not seeing what you're deserving of. So you're very used to this kind of treatment, to this King of Cups in reverse kind of energy, this like maybe even a little bit of emotional manipulation, or like someone leading you on but never truly like showing up, or whatever the case might be. Like whatever comes to mind when I say like you're used to this treatment. That's what I'm talking about. And I feel like you don't realize how much this might be reflective of the treatment that you received as a child. Not saying that your parents had to be bad or your caretakers had to be bad, but oftentimes, we don't realize that we're receiving transactional love or conditional love, or, certain types of love that don't really align with the unconditional true form of love, but more align with you have to be something or do certain things or have certain things in your life in order to be valued and loved. And maybe this person is a reflection of that to you, where you feel like you have to be more than you are, or you have to overgive to the situation. You have to be the martyr in the situation, where you're sacrificing your needs and desires in order to be loved. Like there's something going on here that started when you were a kid, and that aligns with you not feeling lovable and feeling undeserving of love. And this connection is a huge reflection of that to you. And so I feel like that's why it has been so hard for you to get this out of your energy, or to walk away, or to set boundaries, or whatever the case is because there is this level here of this person reminding you of all of the ways that you've ever felt unlovable. And so there's a part of you that says, if this person can love me, all of the ways, she just thought I knocked, all of the ways that this person, if this person can love me, it will heal all of the ways that I feel unlovable, because they're the reflection of that. And remember, all of this is happening subconsciously, but you might not realize that that's happening kind of below the surface, because this is a past life connection. Those cards, no, shuffle. This is a past life connection that is needing to be broken. All right, Leo's side of this connection, or cycle that's needing to be broken. You're lacking a little bit of seeing how much of a badass you really are, Leo, with the Strength card in reverse. Because, if you were able to fully see your worth, you'd be able to say, I know I'm deserving of this, and I'm not going to choose anything less. And maybe you're trying to do that, right? But I still feel like you're missing seeing how like deserving and capable, and again, like how much of a badass you are. And I feel like that stems from the fact that you don't feel lovable, and that this person then makes you feel even more unlovable because of their treatment. But then you look at them and you say, if you could love me, if this connection could work out, if we could be healthy and happy and whatever, then like all of the ways that I feel unlovable would go away. But that's actually not the case. When you get into a healthy connection, you realize that all of the ways you feel unlovable still try to come up and ruin the connection. You have to learn how to work through all of that stuff um, on your own, and then it does start to get reflected back at you in your environment. Remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. All right, Leo, let's hop on over to this person's energy. This person's energy toward Leo. Feeling a little bit of chaos coming from them over here. This person's energy toward Leo, please. What is this person's energy toward Leo? This person doesn't speak from a very kind place. And there's that Page of Cups in reverse. They're emotional, and that's exactly what I felt with your first energy here. Their emotional unavailability causes them to speak from a very closed off place, and that closed off place can come off as very unkind. And I feel like that's where they start to veer towards the side of being a little bit emotionally abusive. It's not that I feel like it's not that they don't want to be um, what it is that you want. I feel like they're not capable of it. This person's energy toward Leo. We're still on. This person's energy toward Leo, please. Yeah, because they allow their ego to take control here. And remember, their ego, the Sun in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse, and the Ten of Swords. Our ego, anyone's ego, is our protection mechanism. It's what is there to keep us alive. Now, sometimes that means that it can protect us from good things too. Because again, kind of going back to what I was talking about, sometimes when things are good for us and they treat us well, it's very unfamiliar to us. So we sabotage it. And that's kind of what this person is doing. Kind of mirroring that with each other, because I feel like you're having a tendency to choose what doesn't treat you well, and this person is a tendency to not choose what does treat them well. They is this upright? No, it's in reverse. Okay. They kind of have a tendency to be their own worst enemy in a way. Now, we're all our own worst enemy, right? But specifically what's coming out here is I feel like what this person wants and how this person acts are like two polar opposites. Like they might want a healthy, loving connection, but then their actions and their words and their decisions completely line with the opposite of that. Now, remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions come from our subconscious. So their 5% might be saying the 5% that they do have conscious control over is saying, I want a healthy connection, but then they have these limiting beliefs very similar to you, feeling unloving, feeling unworthy. It's just that the way that they act upon those beliefs is very different than you. But very mirrored in the same way nonetheless. So I do feel like this person on some level wants things to work out, but then doesn't have the emotional wherewithal, hasn't done the healing, hasn't taken a look at that subconscious and their belief system in order to do what's necessary to be able to show up for themselves in a loving situation, but also for someone else. I mean, if they can't show up for themselves, which it doesn't look like they can, then they're not able to show up for other people. So definitely not for you. Which I feel like you're like, yeah, I know. They never show up for me. All right, this person's energy toward Leo. Page of Pentacles in reverse. 8 of Wands. Yeah, so this is like they want an opportunity with you. But then there's the Page of Cups in reverse, but like they don't have the ability to be what you deserve. And that was something, I think I mentioned this in last week's reading. I might not have. I mention it often in my reading. Something that my therapist once told me that completely changed the way that I think about connections in general is that sometimes people, you know, it's not that they don't want to be what we deserve. It's that they don't know how to. They don't have the emotional availability to be what it is that we need. And so it feels very personal because it feels like, oh, they're treating me this certain way or not showing up for me because they don't see my worth or my value. When in reality, they just don't know how. And we can't take that personally because that is their emotional burden that we shouldn't have to bear. And so that's when you have to be able to say, like, okay, am I setting appropriate boundaries? And is this person respecting those boundaries, or are they making me feel bad about my boundaries? Because that's how you can usually tell if someone is, truly supposed to be in your life, is if they are, when they listen to your boundaries and they say, okay, yes, I'm going to do what I can to respect your boundaries. Or to respect your needs or your desires or whatever it is. And that's usually like, okay, they're willing to work with me. They're willing to grow with me. But if someone says, no, you're asking for too much, or you're being too dramatic, or you're being too sensitive, well, that can kind of veer on the side of emotional abuse. But if someone is telling you that what you're asking for is too much, then you're not asking for too much. You're asking the wrong person. And there is a need to be very aware of that. This person's energy toward Leo, please. This person's energy toward Leo. They're a self-sabotager. And a little stubborn. A self-sabotager and a little stubborn. They have a pretty tainted view of what Ten of Cups looks like, of what long-term connections look like. And I feel like, because here's the Ten of Wands in reverse. What they want is they want you to relieve them of this emotional burden. They want you to be able, basically, this person is looking for you to save them. And any connection built on that kind of foundation is not sustainable. So you have to remember that. You can give them all of the love in the world. You could try to show them how amazing they are, how much they're deserving of love, how much you're deserving of love, and it wouldn't change anything because you cannot love anybody into loving themselves. People have to, loving someone can create a space for them to learn to love themselves. But this person isn't looking to learn to love themselves. This person is looking to drop their emotional burden on you. And I feel like that has created a lot of chaos in this connection and in this person's life too, because I feel like they have a tendency to like try to get people to save them, and then when it doesn't work out, kind of play the victim a little bit. And it's not that I don't feel like this person's a bad person at all. I don't think that this person is like, I don't know, like I said something in, was it the Libra or the Aquarius reading? I don't remember. But I said something along the lines of, this person's kind of a lost soul, and someone commented on the video and was like, they're not a lost soul. They deserve so much love. And my response was, absolutely, everyone deserves love, including those who are lost. But we shouldn't have to sacrifice our own self-love in order to save other people. We shouldn't and can't, because it will never work. We will never be able to save someone else. And maybe you do pull them out of a dark hole. But then what do you have left to give? And if this person isn't used to reciprocating, they're probably not going to repay the favor. And so there's that need to really start to, honestly, Leo, like I feel like what's coming through is you got to get a little selfish here. you've got to get, not like, don't be like a selfish person, that's not what I'm saying, but like, be selfish with your boundaries and saying like, yes, this person's going through a lot, or they've been through a lot, or I know that they're, you know, really unable to love, or whatever the case is, and have empathy all day long. But that unconditional love and unconditional empathy does not equal unconditional tolerance. You do not have to bear the burden of what they are incapable of giving you, because it's killing you here, Leo. This person's energy toward Leo. This person's energy toward Leo. Okay, there's that imbalance again. See, this is a very imbalanced connection. One person here is way more of a giver. Someone is way more of a giver than a taker, and vice versa. I feel like this person is way more of a taker than a giver, and I feel like they kind of have a tendency, Leo, to take you for granted. And maybe that's why they want an opportunity, is because they're realizing that, you know, their life isn't as good without you in it, or something. Like, they want an opportunity to make this right, but the only way that that would work is if they freaking healed. Like, I feel like this person is in such a not so good place right now, and they're putting that on you and making it your problem and adding to your chaos instead of adding to your peace. This person's energy toward Leo. But I do feel like you have a lot of love for them, and this is a past life connection that's definitely coming through, but like, you gotta love yourself more. This person's energy toward Leo. Hierophant, Two of Swords in reverse. I don't think you realize how much this connection can teach you about your worth, and about not just like what you're deserving of, right? It's one thing to be like, yes, I know I deserve more. It's another to believe that the universe is going to bring that to you. So much so that you don't settle in situations that, you know, don't align with your worth. Because I do kind of feel like you settled for the bare minimum in this. Now, I feel like you did that out of hope that maybe it was going to get better, or hope that this person was going to heal, or hope that they were going to come around, or whatever the case was. But I feel like that just hasn't happened. And it's left you feeling very, very empty here, Leo. And I feel like you can only give so much until you don't have anything left to give. And I feel like that's, you're at that point now where you're like, I don't have anything left to give. And sure, there is an intense connection here. You have a lot of draw to this person. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of care here. But do not let your love for somebody else overpower your love for yourself. It is vitally important that you pay attention to that, because, you know, that's where we start to get ourselves a little lost, is when we start putting other people and other people's well-being over our own. All right, Leo. Thank you so much, as always, for your support of my channel. I'm going to hop on over to the extended reading. You have past life with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I'm going to look at what is the purpose of this connection and the best way for you to move forward to align further with your higher self. I'm going to pull 9 different messages, and then I have an advice card to pull for you at the end. Thank you so much, Leo, as always, for your support of my channel. Like I said, this has been like a crazy couple of weeks. I've watched my channel grow so much, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for you guys. So thank you. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right. Bye, Leo.